My name is Angela Harmon. I am the writer, director, and I'm one of the actors in Terms of Use. The inspiration ultimately that I'd say we started with and also ended up with is like, how did we get here kind of a thing. Like 20 years ago, like what did the internet look like 20 years ago? It was very, very, very different from what it is now. And ultimately for us, the main avenue that we went down was specifically having the internet that we carry around with us all the time. And I think that it happened so fast that we accepted, sort of the tech promises of the early aughts and just said, yeah, okay, this sounds like fun. And we signed so much of ourselves away. And that's where the terms of use kind of comes in.
And what about how hard the sites would make it for you to leave? Why would they want you to leave when your behavior is what's valuable?
We have a message that we want to get across. We want to make sure that we get as many people as we can. We also want people to come away with whatever they come away with. We talk about that there is a problem. The problem at hand is a problem. We don't say what the problem is, but no matter what, there is a problem at hand that we need to fix. And I wanted for every audience member to project whatever that problem is for themselves. So that was actually one of the first decisions that I made about it, was to include a band in the show. Music is the trigger for nostalgia. You cannot get the same kind of hit of nostalgia with anything else that you can get with music. I also knew we were going to include film too. And having a very strong multimedia experience was important to me.
My name is John Braun. I was an actor, performer, but I also worked on the film elements. So I do this process called data moshing, where you're taking like the pixels of a video and kind of stretching them out. You're mashing a lot of data together to get kind of visual distortion, chromatic aberration. When Angela and I talked about this concept, I think there was a lot of like, how do we incorporate that visual structure into this story? And it was just a lot of playing around with stuff. But when we talked about wanting like the AOL dial-up screen represented, the iconic images of the early aughts and the 90s, Britney at the VMAs, the Windows login screens, that was a lot of just finding those resources, putting them together and finding a way that they'll be up there long enough to trigger a response in you, but not long enough for you to like get bored.
For the majority of the process, the rehearsal process was actually just me and the two actors and my assistant director just sitting in this room, talking about the themes, talking about what we wanted these people to say. I would draft up a scene and we would go over, is it functioning the way we want it to? Is it achieving the things we want it to achieve? Does it sound right? And so it was extremely collaborative in a way that was very, very helpful and really just insanely valuable. In the play, we say, we talk about being the pebble in the shoe, and that's what we wanted our play to be. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable on purpose. We want you to take anything away. We're throwing so many ideas at the wall here. We want you to take any of them away with you, and hopefully one will stick, and that you'll think about it, and then that will maybe, hopefully, affect some change.
We know what the problem is. We just need to figure out how to,
How to fix it?
Yeah?
I have not had as meaningful of an experience in decades. So.